Pennsylvania is looking to legalize medical marijuana.
And a California University professor was found dead in his office. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Channel 14 News. I'm Anthony Kahn.
And I'm John Leidick. Governor Tom Wolf gave an impromptu speech to a group of parents with children who are suffering from daily deliberating seizures. Wolf is vowing to sign a medical marijuana bill that senators are writing. The senators' new bill would expand the list of authorized medical conditions to give doctors more leeway. They also plan to expand drug delivery methods to include smoking and vaporization, as well as extracted oils, edible products, ointments, and tinctures.
Dr. Burrow, a California University of Pennsylvania professor and a dedicated leader of NAACP, was found dead Sunday in his office on campus. He died of natural causes. Dr. Brown sustained a 40-year career in education. He was known on campus for advocating for a Black Studies program and speaking out about injustices after racist messages were left on dorm floors in February 2007.
A Waynesburg man has been charged with several charges regarding an incident where he repeatedly shook his infant son, Maxon. Jeffrey Kennedy explained to the court the circumstances that left his son in a state of unresponsiveness. Maxon spent 11 days in Ruby Memorial Hospital receiving tests and MRIs. Maxon is currently taking anti-seizure medication to help heal. Kennedy is being held in a Greene County jail on $75,000 cash bond.
Coming up next, people in the Northeast are digging themselves out after a snowstorm Monday, and the Senate continues to debate the construction of the Keystone Pipeline.
Going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather! Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark! We're just playing! We're just playing on trying to get you out of here!
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
The snow has stopped falling, the winds have died down, but bitter cold temperatures have stuck around in the Northeast after Monday's fierce snowstorm. With the sun out, the task of digging out has begun. Ryan Nobles has the story.
It's the calm after the storm across New England. Parts of the region are buried in up to 3 feet of snow, remnants of the blizzard that also brought high winds and storm surge. Massachusetts governor says the travel ban and cooperation helped keep loss of life and property to a minimum.
I think both the Lieutenant Governor and I have been incredibly impressed with the professionalism, the collaboration, and the ability to scramble, frankly, that we saw when necessary throughout the course of this storm.
In coastal areas, the storm sent tides over seawalls, flooding some neighborhoods. The National Guard and local crews were called to rescue those in the storm's path. New London, Connecticut has the daunting task of clearing 2 feet of snow from its streets.
No, it's not business as usual, but we're functional. We have full power. Our roads are passable. Our main arteries are open. So, we're getting there. But it'll be another day or two digging out from this. This isn't going anywhere.
In New York City, the storm wasn't as bad as people thought it would be. About 11 inches of snow fell. That has some saying city and state leaders overreacted, while others are defending the response.
If you are a mayor or a governor and you saw the data coming through, and it's not just them, they're supported by people who've been in this field for a long time, by experts, you would have done exactly what they did.
In Boston, I'm Ryan Nobles reporting.
The U.S. Senate resumed debate on Monday about a bill which authorizes the construction of the controversial Keystone XL pipeline. If built, the Keystone pipeline would carry oil from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico. President Barack Obama has promised to veto this measure. A final vote in the Senate is expected this week.
A video file posted online Tuesday purports to relay a new message from Japanese ISIS hostage Kenji Goto. He and a captive Jordanian military pilot will be killed in the next 24 hours if Jordan doesn't release a convicted female would-be suicide bomber. Now the pilot's father is speaking out, saying the fates of his son and Goto should not be linked.
I send a message to the government starting with the top of the pyramid, His Majesty the King, going down to the Chief of Staff, and the intelligence and whoever has a hand to do whatever it takes to bring Moaz back, no matter what it takes. But to link Moaz's situation with the Japanese journalist, this has nothing to do with us. The Japanese journalist has his country to defend him. As for us, our son is Jordanian, and that journalist is Japanese.
The father also approves a trade that would free his son, as they said the Jordanian woman is not of importance compared to his son.
A federal judge sentenced twin brothers Tuesday to 14 years in prison each for running a nearly $2 billion North American drug ring. Prosecutors agreed to drastically reduce their sentences as reward for their cooperation against Mexican cartel leaders. Pedro and Margarita Flores were portrayed by prosecutors as among the most valuable traffickers turned informants in history. With credit for the time served awaiting sentencing and for good behavior in prison, the brothers could be out in as little as 6 years.
Coming up next, a sheriff's deputy was charged with DUI and a West Virginia University student's toxicology reports have been released.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are the #1 killer of children 1 through 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Police say a West Virginia University fraternity pledge drank a large amount of alcohol shortly before he died. Medical tests showed 18-year-old Nolan Michael Birch's blood alcohol level was 0.493. That's more than 6 times the legal limit of 0.08. Birch was among 20 pledges who participated in Kappa Sigma initiation function on November 12th of 2014. Each pledge received a bottle of liquor from a senior member or alumnus of the fraternity. Birch became highly intoxicated, and then officers were later called to the scene of the fraternity house for a medical emergency and found someone performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation on Birch. The Buffalo, New York resident later died at a Morgantown hospital. Prosecutors are reviewing the information.
Peters Township Council agreed Monday to form a committee comprised of members of the council and the Township Planning Commission. They will study how the township zoning ordinance can be changed to accommodate natural gas drilling. The council gathered input from residents about gas drilling and proposed changes to its zoning ordinance that would permit drilling in industrial zone areas. Currently, there are no gas wells in Peters Township properties, but there are wells in the surrounding communities.
Coming up, Waynesburg University students had its first coffee house of the semester, and Indian food experience is held on campus.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Students gathered in a beehive for the first coffee house of the semester. Mika Pauley was the visiting artist. She performed both original and covers of songs, and here's a clip of her performance.
I did not see the change. Step by step and I'm miles away, with days made of of hours and years made of days I did not see the change, the change. Please let me come home before I forget. Please let everything be just as I left it. Please let me come home before I forget it. Please let everything be just as I left it.
Waynesburg University students took their taste buds to India. Students were given the opportunity to taste different food prepared by the Multicultural Club, which strives to celebrate different ethnic cultures.
The first Biscuit Brew of the semester was held Monday, January 26th. Students gathered in the Beehive to paint different ceramic sculptures and figurines. Biscuit Brew was held 4 times a semester and is sponsored by Student Activities Board.
The second annual Try the Try starts February 2nd and continues to March 6th. Try the Try is a fitness challenge that lasts 33 days. The challenge is to complete 290 miles in 33 days. It's a model after a triathlon and encourages students to log their hours at the fitness center using a bike, treadmill, and elliptical. If you'd like to participate in this fitness event, sign-ups are located in Student Services.
Coming up after the break, Nick Farrell will have your business report. Stay tuned.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Libby the library cat found her love for books at the Bowlby Library. Bowlby Library, located off of West Street in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, is a free public library that offers different services to the residents of Greene County. The library includes both a children's department as well as an adult section. The family literacy department offers different tutoring opportunities as well as computer classes. For more information about library services, please visit www.evakbowlby.org.
This week in business, we'll take a look at the latest in Super Bowl advertising news, as well as a CEO of a major fast food giant that's stepping down. But first, Apple has posted its biggest quarterly profit ever for a publicly traded company. $18 billion in profits over the last 3 months. It came after it sold a record number of iPhones, 74.5 million iPhones to be exact. CNN's David McKenzie shows us how China is playing a large part in Apple's success.
China has shown how crucial it is to the US technology giant Apple. And analysts say there are 2 main reasons that Apple is doing so well in China with its iPhone. First, they finally managed to do a deal with China Mobile, the world's biggest cell phone carrier, and also it's the immense popularity of the iPhone 6. Chinese customers are still willing to pay premium prices for their smartphones.
The performance of the iPhone is worth the price, he says. By now, we are all used to the operating system, so we don't switch brands. My dad bought me the iPhone, he says. I like it.
Apple is aggressively expanding its storefronts in China, opening a new massive store in Hangzhou, China this week, to much fanfare. Despite its rockstar status, Apple still faces challenges in China from government regulations and competitors like Xiaomi, an upstart company that is selling incredibly well in China. Still, with more than 800 million smartphone users in the country, the sense is there are plenty of profits to go around. David McKenzie, CNN, Beijing, China.
The Seahawks and Patriots will play a big game Sunday in Arizona, and along with that comes the biggest advertising game of the year. NBC announced yesterday that it has sold out all airtime for Super Bowl spots just 4 days before the NFL championship. That's good news for the host network, but it almost didn't come in time. Last year, Fox sold out its airtime 2 months before the Super Bowl. Maybe that has something to do with the record $4.5 million price tag tacked on to each 30-second spot by NBC. This year's game, though, is expected to reach more viewers than ever as NBC begins its Super Bowl programming at noon Sunday while offering an additional 11 hours of free online coverage. The CEO of a fast food giant is stepping down. Don Thompson, who served as CEO of McDonald's for 2 years, announced he will retire about a week after the company reported poor sales. The 25-year McDonald's veteran hasn't been able to right the ship as the company continues to sink. A week ago, it announced a 7% decrease in sales and a 21% decrease in profit for the fourth quarter. McDonald's recently removed 8 items from its menu, claiming that, quote, future food innovations are on the way. Many Americans who were uninsured in 2014 are about to pay a penalty to the IRS. Treasury officials said yesterday that anywhere from 3 to 6 million people will have to pay an Obamacare tax penalty that amounts to about 1% of their annual income. This is the first time Americans will have to deal with taxes stemming from the Affordable Care Act as they prepare their annual tax returns. But because of certain Obamacare requirements, Americans under the age of 26 may be exempt from this tax, meaning most college students won't owe the IRS anything additional. A former contestant on the TV show Shark Tank may save a bankrupt company from going under. Scott Jordan, who's an executive for a company that makes clothes with pockets designed to cradle smartphones, says he'll bid for SkyMall's assets. The mail-order catalog familiar to frequent flyers filed for bankruptcy last month. Jordan says a new business approach could save SkyMall and allow it to compete with Amazon and eBay, the two very companies cited by SkyMall as its largest competition. For Channel 14 Business, I'm Nick Farrell. Your Jacket Sports Update with Matt Cole starts right after this.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And shelter pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Both the men's and women's basketball teams were in action last night from the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse, both taking on the Westminster Titans. And it was a great night for Jacket Hoops as both teams came away with victories against their fellow PAC opponents in rather easy fashion. The women came away with a 73-47 win after shooting 47% from the field in the second half. Freshman forward Addie Knetzer and senior guard Rebecca Kerr led the way offensively with 19 and 15 points respectively. Zach Ziegler has more from last night's women's matchup.
Coming off of a devastating 109-75 point loss to PAC leader Thomas More, the Lady Jackets basketball team was looking to get back on the right track as they took on the Westminster Titans. The defense was a big factor for Waynesburg on the night as they rode it to a 73-47 win. Early on, the Jackets struggled to get going and couldn't find their rhythm on offense. It was a pretty even game for most of the first half, with the Jackets only leading by 1 point in the waning minutes of the half. But then something clicked, and the Lady Jackets went on a 12-0 run late to put them up 35-19 at halftime. When the teams came back for the second half, Waynesburg kept its success going as senior guard Rebecca Kerr put in a layup to increase the run to 14 straight unanswered points. Once again, the Jackets offense turned it on late in the half and was able to put the game comfortably out of reach as the defense rode them to the victory. The Jackets were led by freshman forward Addie Knetzer as she was able to put up 19 points on the night, and that stingy defense for the Jacket also caused 32 turnovers. The Jackets are currently sitting in 4th place in the President's Athletic Conference with a 6-5 record in the conference and a 9-9 record overall. They will travel to Grove City College on Saturday to take on the 6th place Grove City Wolverines. Tip-off will be at 1:30 p.m.
It was more of the same domination on the men's side of things as an incredible first half run led to an 81-60 win. Trailing 24-20 about midway through the first half, the Yellow Jackets reeled off a 27-0 run to take a commanding 23-point lead and finish the first half on a 34-6 run and never looked back. Austin Anderson was there and has the story.
The men's team started off roughly, trailing Westminster by 9 at the 14:09 mark of the first half. Westminster still held a 6-point lead at 24-18 halfway through the first half. Then Waynesburg played at another level. The Jackets in the next 7 minutes would go on a 27-0 run to take a 21-point lead with 3 minutes to play in the first half. The Jackets would not look back after that. DJ Ritchie led the Jackets in scoring with 14 points. He made all 8 of his free throws and was 2 for 3 behind the 3-point line. Kenny Clace and Thomas Ellis each finished with 13 points. Waynesburg was strong on the defensive end. The team had 6 blocks and forced 24 turnovers. Westminster was led by Paul Carswell. He had 20 points in 21 minutes. His playing time was limited due to foul trouble. Brandon Dominic and Deontay Scott also recorded 10 points for the Titans. Reporting from Marisa Fieldhouse, I'm Austin Anderson, Channel 14.
As it was able to fend off the visiting Washington and Jefferson Presidents for the 22-17 win. Senior Patrick Jennings got the win at 184 pounds. That was followed by a forfeit at 197 pounds, giving Waynesburg its first lead of the match at 19-17. In a winner-take-all bout at 285 pounds, junior Greg Coomer outlasted his opponent in overtime and claimed a bout and match-clinching takedown. The win gave head coach Ron Headley a 7-0 record against W&J in his coaching career, and the Jackets are back on the mats tonight at 7 here at home against Penn State Du Bois. The Waynesburg men's and women's track and field team hit the road on Saturday to Granville, Ohio, and participated in the Denison Lid Lifter hosted by Denison University. The men's side finished 9th of the 12 teams, and the 4x200 meter relay team posted a 2nd place finish. Freshman Mark Minjock also contributed 2 top 11 finishes in the 60-meter dash and 200-meter dash. For the women, it was a 10th place finish that featured 4 Waynesburg runners placing in the top 13 in the mile, including 3 freshmen in Julie Gerber, Eleanor Locke, and Angie Marchetti, as well as senior Annette Aho. Aho, Locke, and Gerber also combined with sophomore Katie Latimer to win the distance medley. Both teams will take part in the Jim Wooski Invitational next Saturday, hosted by the University of Mount Union. And finally, congratulations to our Waynesburg Athletes of the Week, junior women's basketball player Lauren Blair and freshman track and field athlete Mitch Kendra. Blair averaged a team-high 17 points per game, including a game-high 22 points on Saturday against Thomas More. Blair also shot over 50% from the field during Waynesburg's 2 games last week. Kendra, meanwhile, placed 3rd in the pole vault and broke his own team record while also being a part of Waynesburg's 2nd place 4x200 meter relay team. Congratulations again to both athletes for their accomplishments this week. I'm Matt Cole, and that's sports. Ryan Schwertfeger is live in the studio with your weather report.
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Schwertfeger here at the Live at 5 Weather Center. It's currently 37 degrees in Waynesburg, and though we fared better than thought with the recent winter storm, that cold winter air isn't going away anytime soon. I'll let you know what you can expect in the full 5-day forecast coming up in 30 seconds, so stay tuned.
Greene County is made of rural communities built on traditional values. The Community Foundation of Greene County is a stronghold to those who call Greene County their home. Located on High Street in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, the foundation gives back to the Greene County community. The donors are the heart and soul of this organization. The foundation strives to preserve the community and leave legacies for future generations. For more information about donations and how to get involved, please contact the foundation at 724-627-2010.
Welcome back, everybody. Now we're going to take a look at that 5-day forecast. There's a chance of snow showers tomorrow with a high in the low 20s and a crazy cold low of 7 degrees. Saturday is going to bring partly sunny skies with a high of 28 and a low of 19. But on Super Bowl Sunday, there could be a snow shower in the area with a high of almost 30 and a low of 10. Now, kicking off the work week on Monday, you can expect cloudy skies with that frigid high of 19 degrees and a low of just 5. And wrapping up the forecast, Tuesday is going to be slightly warmer with partly cloudy skies, a high of 25 and a low of 16. It's currently 37 degrees here in Waynesburg, and I'm Ryan Schwertfeger for Channel 14 Weather. Back to you.
Thank you for joining us on Channel 14 News this evening.
Tune in next week and every week. Have a great day, everyone.